What's good, SKOL Nation? It's your boy, hyped up and ready to talk Vikings football. We're staring down a primetime showdown at US Bank Stadium, where our Minnesota Vikings take on the Atlanta Falcons. J.J. McCarthy's home debut is about to set the roof on fire, but with injuries piling up and a dangerous Falcons offense led by Michael Penix Jr., this ain't gonna be a cakewalk. Can our boys in purple keep the momentum from that wild Week 1 comeback? Last week, we saw J.J. McCarthy channel his inner Viking, throwing 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to stun the Bears 27-24. That performance earned him NFC Offensive Player of the Week, and you know the US Bank faithful are gonna bring the noise for their rookie QB. But here's the kicker. The Falcons are no slouches, nearly stealing their opener against Tampa Bay with a vertical passing attack that could test our depleted defense. So what's the game plan? Stick with me for 15 scenes of pure Vikings passion as we break down the matchups, injuries, and storylines that'll make this Sunday night football clash unforgettable. Drop a comment, how loud do you think the SKOL chant will be? Let's dive in. The moment J.J. McCarthy steps onto that US Bank Stadium turf, it's gonna be pure electricity. Picture this. 66,000 fans roaring as our rookie QB jogs out for his first home huddle. After that clutch performance in Chicago, where he threw for 2 TDs and ran for another, the crowd's gonna be deafening. Will JJ feed off that energy or get caught up in the moment? The Bears game showed us JJ's got ice in his veins, but there were hiccups, snap timing issues, and some errant intermediate passes. Against Atlanta's safeties, Jesse Bates and Xavier Woods, he'll need to be sharp. Those guys are ball hawks, and any mistake could flip the game. Can McCarthy clean up the details and keep the ball away from their greedy hands? Let's hear your predictions. Will JJ shine in his home debut? The Vikings' offensive line is in for a rough night without Christian Darrisaw. Our star left tackle is still recovering from last season's knee injury, and backup Justin SKOL struggled against Chicago's edge rushers last week. Atlanta's got a young but athletic pass rush with rookies James Pierce Jr. and Jalen Walker, plus veteran Leonard Floyd. If they exploit SKOL's weaknesses, it could disrupt our run game and put pressure on McCarthy. Aaron Jones, our stud running back, only managed 68 yards on 15 carries against the Bears. The Falcons' run defense is no joke, allowing just 4.75 adjusted yards per carry since last season. If we can't get the ground game going, the offense might lean heavily on the passing attack. What do you think? Can Jones break through Atlanta's front seven? Coach Kevin O'Connell's got to scheme up some magic to keep the pocket clean. Last year, we torched Atlanta 42-21, but that was with Sam Darnold at the helm. This time, it's JJ's show, and the Falcons' defense has reloaded with talent. Drop a comment. How do you see our O-line holding up? Adam Thielen's homecoming is going to hit us right in the feels. The Vikings legend, now with Atlanta, is coming back to US Bank Stadium, and you know he's getting a massive ovation. Thielen caught a crucial 2-point conversion in Week 1, and with the energy of this crowd, he could be a problem. Will his emotional fire spark a big game? Thielen's chemistry with Michael Penix Jr. is something to watch. Penix went 27 for 42 for 298 yards and a touchdown against Tampa Bay, showing he's not afraid to sling it. Our secondary, led by Stephon Gilmore, needs to lock him down. Can Thielen outshine our corners, or will the Vikings' defense steal the show? Let's hear your thoughts. Bijan Robinson is a straight-up beast, and the Falcons didn't use him enough last week. Only 12 carries but 100 yards receiving and a TD. This dude can do it all. Power through the tackles, catch passes out wide, and break ankles in open space. With Blake Cashman out on injured reserve with a hamstring injury, our linebackers have a massive challenge ahead. Eric Wilson steps in for Cashman, and he's a solid vet, but Robinson's versatility could expose any gaps. The Vikings' defense allowed 317 yards to the Bears last week, so they'll need to tighten up. What's your bold prediction for how we contain Bijan? Brian Flores versus Michael Penix Jr. is the matchup that's got me hyped. Flores ate Caleb Williams alive in Week 1, turning a 10-for-10 start into a mess of missed throws. Penix, with 5 career starts, is more seasoned but still vulnerable to Flores' exotic blitzes and disguised coverages. Can our D-line, led by Jonathan Greenid, Get home? Penix's arm strength and mobility make him dangerous, especially with receivers like Drake London and Darnell Mooney stretching the field. Without Andrew Van Ginkel, who's sidelined with a concussion, rookie Dallas Turner gets a chance to shine. Will Flores' schemes rattle Penix? Or is Atlanta's QB ready for the challenge? Drop your take below. Justin Jefferson versus A.J. Terrell is a clash of titans. Terrell shadowed Mike Evans for 15 routes last week, playing tight press coverage. Jefferson's yards per route run drop against press, so O'Connell's got to scheme some free releases to get J.J. open. If the run game stalls, Jefferson's ability to draw double teams could open up the underneath. Terrell's sticky coverage and Atlanta's aggressive secondary will test our passing game. Last year, Jefferson had 149 yards against the Falcons. Can he do it again? What's your prediction for JJ's stat line this week? The ghost of Kirk Cousins looms large over this game. Our former QB, now mentoring Penix in Atlanta, led us for 6 years before his Achilles injury and departure. The Falcons shocked the NFL by drafting Penix 8th overall despite Cousins' $180 million deal. Will Kirk's presence on the sideline add extra fire to our guys? McCarthy and Penix faced off in the 2024 National Championship, with JJ's Michigan squad dominating Washington. Now it's a primetime rematch and the stakes are personal. Who's got the edge in this QB duel? Let me know in the comments. Our defense is banged up and it's a problem. Blake Cashman's hamstring injury and Andrew Van Ginkel's concussion mean we're missing 2 key starters. Dallas Turner steps into the spotlight, but can he handle Atlanta's high-powered offense? The Falcons' O-line is weakened without RT Caleb McGarry, so our pass rush has a chance to feast. Jonathan Greenid and Javon Hargrave need to bring the heat, but Atlanta's quick passing game could neutralize our blitzes. How do you think our D holds up without Cashman and Van Ginkel? The home field advantage at US Bank Stadium is no joke. Last year's 42-21 beatdown of the Falcons had the crowd rocking, and this Sunday night's gonna be even crazier. The noise could disrupt Atlanta's offensive rhythm, especially with their motions and pre-snap shifts. Can the SKOL chant throw Penix off his game? The Vikings are favored by 3.5 points, but it's a tight one. Our defense thrives in loud environments, and Flores loves dialing up chaos. What's your score prediction for this primetime showdown? Flores versus Zach Robinson, Atlanta's offensive coordinator, is a chess match for the ages. The Falcons' run game was solid last year, but their O-line's taken a hit. If we force them to pass, Flores' stunts and twists could overwhelm left guard Matthew Bergeron and right tackle Elijah Wilkinson. Will our D-line dominate? Without Cashman and Van Ginkel, the Vikings' linebacker depth is tested. Eric Wilson and rookie Bo Richter need to step up. Can Flores outsmart Robinson's play calling? Drop your thoughts below. The center position is clutch, and thank goodness Ryan Kelly's healthy. Without him, our O-line would be in serious trouble against Atlanta's aggressive front. Kelly's leadership keeps the snap counts clean, but SKOL's got to hold up against Floyd and company. Can our line protect JJ? Last week, the Bears' edge rushers exposed our backup tackle. Atlanta's less experienced but athletic pass rush could do the same. What's your take on our O-line's performance this week? The Vikings' 2024 explosive play rate ranked higher than Atlanta's, giving us an edge in big plays. McCarthy's deep ball to Jefferson could be a game-changer, but Penix's arm strength keeps Atlanta in the fight. Efficiency-wise, both teams are close, so turnovers might decide it. The Vikings are even in turnover differential, but Penix didn't cough up the ball in Week 1. Can our secondary force a mistake? Let's hear your bold predictions for turnovers. This game's a white-knuckle ride, just the Viking way. Despite the injuries, our home crowd and coaching edge give us a slight advantage. I'm calling it Vikings 27, Falcons 24 in a nail-biter. McCarthy's gonna light it up with a late TD pass to seal the deal. Atlanta's got weapons, but our defense is battle-tested, even shorthanded. What's your score prediction, SKOL Nation? Drop it in the comments. SKOL Nation, we're in for a wild one. Will J.J. McCarthy steal the show in his home debut? Or will Michael Penix Jr. and the Falcons spoil the party? Smash that like button, drop your predictions in the comments, and subscribe for more Vikings news and updates. Share this with your fellow fans, and let's get ready to SKOL.